Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Dylan, and today we're hopping into Mini Motorways. This is an arcade road city builder, super simple game, but I absolutely adore it. I think it started out originally on Apple Arcade as like an iPhone, iPad game. It was when Apple Arcade kind of first launched. It was kind of one of the first big Apple Arcade titles, if I remember correctly. But it's since made its way to PC and other platforms as time has gone on, and I've actually never played it on PC, so I downloaded it earlier today, and I kind of played one kind of test run just to make sure my recording software was working correctly, and I knew the basic PC controls. So I played one kind of test run on Los Angeles. I got a score of about 1300. My high score on Los Angeles is like 4500, so I can do a lot better, but it was just a quick test run. So we're gonna hop straight into Los Angeles and play the game. I'll kind of explain the game as we go. So as you can see, we have a house and we have a factory. The whole premise of the game is connecting through roads your houses to your factories. What happens when you do that is this car will travel the road to the factory. I'm going to speed up time a little bit, collect that destination, and we get a point every time a destination is collected, and then the car will head home and repeat the process over and over and over again and collect us score. We want to try to get the highest score possible. So I'm going to speed up time a little bit here, and we are going to kind of reorganize our road layout to get both of these houses in here. Something like that, I think, is going to be the most optimal layout. So in this game, you kind of want to try to find the optimal traffic flow, traffic pattern to kind of keep your cars constantly moving and picking up destinations. You lose the game. Oh, okay, I'm going to pause the game really quick and explain a couple things. You lose the game if I think these factories can hold up to 6 destinations. If you are unable to pick up those 6 destinations, a timer starts. If the timer fills up, then you lose the game because you didn't pick up the destinations in time. Now, this game seems really simple, except for kind of our first big twist. Now we have different colors. Now, if you were in a real city, what would most likely happen is you'd have some sort of intersection like that, and they'd call it a day, and you'd have a traffic light there, and it would just be kind of a traffic mess, right? Unfortunately, in this game, that is a solution, but again, you want to try to find the optimal traffic flow to keep your cars constantly moving and picking up destinations. If you have an intersection like this, there's going to be some starting and stopping, not a very good solution. So what I like to do is I kind of like to separate the colors. That way they're kind of running on their own separated lines. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to run red down here, actually, and connect right in there. So they're completely separate. That way they will kind of run, and yellow will run independently, and they won't kind of run into each other and stop the flow of traffic. So that's kind of the basic premise of this game. It starts off kind of slow and simple, as you can see, but it will get chaotic very quickly as you start to get a lot more colored destinations, a lot more houses. You'll start to have to find some like weird paths because like you have roads in the way. It becomes a lot very quickly, but let's enjoy the calm, kind of meditative start. I enjoy how simplistic this game is. Let's see here. Okay, so we completed week 1. So every time the clock reaches Monday, we complete a week, and you get to choose an upgrade. So you get to choose, they're kind of sort of randomized. The first week, it looks like we have traffic lights or a roundabout. Now, they both kind of do the similar thing. Traffic lights will, at an intersection, they will kind of prioritize certain traffic over others, depending on kind of the destination flow, and kind of start and stop traffic accordingly. Or we've got a roundabout, which will kind of just keep traffic flowing. And in my opinion, no pun intended, but roundabouts are a little bit of a more well-rounded solution to traffic flow. So I'm going to choose a roundabout here. We don't need to use it now, but we will kind of keep it in our arsenal. You can also see down here we have a bridge as well. So if I build over water, kind of that black outline will appear, and that's a bridge. So we don't need that now, but good to know that we have one in our arsenal. Okay, as you can see, we have another destination here and some more houses here. And now you can see this red line is kind of right in the middle of this, where this yellow house needs to go. So in this game, kind of sometimes the best path is to delete existing routes and kind of rebuild new ones. So this red destination is going to have to go quite a long ways, but I think we're going to do something like that all the way around. And we're kind of separate these yellows a little bit. We're going to do 2 separate yellow lines. We are out of road tiles, but that's just because there's a lot of road kind of waiting to be deleted. The roads don't delete themselves until all of the cars are off of the roads. So we'll just need to kind of keep the game going for a tiny bit. And you can see those roads are now deleted, and we have a lot more road tiles again. I think we're going to do something like that. There we go. So we have two separate yellow lines, each with two houses each, which should be totally fine. You can see this red destination is starting to pile up a couple destinations here just because it's a bit of a long journey. We do have a blue that just got added in. That's a fairly simple road connection in there. And we are going to leave space for kind of those red houses to develop around there a little bit. So we're going to do something like that, I think. That's a pretty good connection, not too difficult. We'll see. I'm definitely not an expert by any means at this game. I've been able to get fairly decent scores. Again, I think my high score on this game, on this Los Angeles map, is like 4,500. But I've seen people get like 7,000, 10,000 on certain scenarios. So definitely something to aim for. Traffic lights or just simply road tiles. I think we're gonna go for traffic lights. I don't use them very often, but it's always good to have one or two in our arsenal just in case we need them. They're really only good if you have like straight up, what do you call that? Perpendicular connections. You plop one in there and then it'll kind of be red and green accordingly to kind of just create traffic flow. They're not very good. I don't use them very often. Connect that red one in nicely right there. We're getting pretty we're getting pretty lucky with placements here. They're pretty easy connections. We're not having to fight much at the moment, which is very good. I'll take it. All right, and a light blue, also a very good connection. I'm not going to complain about our starting locations here. We're doing pretty good, I think. Eventually this red could pose a little bit of an issue because it's only got one house, so it's got a total of 2 cars, which could cause a little bit of an issue later on, but it's managing fine. Okay, we've got this destination in here, which is across the body of water, so we're going to have to use our first bridge. We're just going to make a straight connection on... Oh, we're out of road tiles. That's actually not good. We are towards the end of the week, though, so we'll just kind of have to wait for the end of the week to get more road tiles. We're almost there. That means this guy's going to struggle a tiny bit in the meantime, but shouldn't be game ending by any means. All right, a bridge or a motorway. Bridges, we're about to use a bridge, so we'll be out of bridges, so that's a little bit concerning, but we are going to choose a motorway. As the name suggests, mini motorways. Motorways are kind of the best solution to traffic in the game. The downside is you only get 10 road tiles as opposed to 20 road tiles. So we're going to choose the motorway here. And I will show you how it works when we need to, but I don't think we need it quite yet. I'm going to pause the game, kind of readjust this blue line a little bit. We'll get those 2 houses in there, and we're going to use our bridge right in there and connect these blue houses right there. And that should be a complete circuit. We're running really low on road tiles already, but we do have kind of a motorway that I'll explain how that works. That motorway will kind of make up for our lost road tiles. Already hit 100 score, and we haven't had any major issues, which is great. Obviously, you can see the more destinations you have, your kind of score will exponentially grow just because you have more houses and more factories picking up. You have more cars picking up destinations from the factories, so... That red house is a good get there. That means that'll have a second house to kind of serve as backup, which is always good. All right, this down here is what's called a double destination. So you've got a red factory, and you'll eventually have a different colored factory in here. Those can pose significant traffic risks eventually. We've got to figure out how to get this guy connected. And you can see we're running into kind of our first little pickle where all of our red houses are up here, and we'd have to cut across a lot of traffic to do so. That's where the motorway comes in handy, and it looks like we just got another week. We're going to get a bridge because we're out of bridges. This is where the motorway comes in handy. I can attach a motorway there, break off a house here, and this motorway will go across all of this traffic. It's like their own personal highway to that house. And you can see it's much faster than just traveling on road as well. So motorways are very handy for kind of cutting across a lot of traffic that maybe, you know, a lot of roads that you probably wouldn't be able to cut across otherwise. So Very good solution there. We probably do need a couple more red houses if we're lucky down here, but red houses anywhere would be nice. Just kind of, we've got running a little thin. We've got this one running on one singular house, which is not good long term, but it looks like it's going to handle itself for now. We've got green now, which this is a pretty straightforward connection, I would say. We'll kind of connect this guy in, not like that because that's ugly. Connect him in there, connect that in, connect that in. You've got kind of a stranded yellow neighborhood over here. Yellow's not really struggling, so I don't really feel like I need to connect those guys in at the moment. We've reached the end of the week, and of course we're going to take another motorway because those are super awesome in this game. Ooh, okay, so we've got our first skyscraper. So these guys have gone circular. I like to call them skyscrapers, which means they hold more destinations. I think these guys can hold 9 as opposed to 6, but they also demand more quickly. So they require more house connections than, say, a simple factory. So we've got a kind of game plan here. I think what I want to do is just for now connect that into there and pull off another one of these houses. And 2 should be good for now, but eventually we're going to need a lot more connections to that skyscraper. We've got another red house in there, which is really nice. That actually means... Oop, that's also a really good get. We have 3 for the skyscraper now, which is very nice. A red house out there, not really doing anything. I'm gonna flip that guy around, I think. A little bit of red neighborhood developing. Okay, let's go ahead and pause the game. Let's redirect this blue route a little bit, just off one right here, so that we can kind of get this red connected in there. I think we'll keep this red connected there for now. But now we have 4 houses going to the skyscraper, which should be more than enough to sustain kind of the demand for right now. I will connect in this blue house in there. We're still smooth sailing. I don't want to jinx ourselves, but we're still pretty early on. Just reached a score of 300. Ooh, okay, we've got a yellow house in here. Now we have 2 options. Oh my gosh, I just had a voice crack. I don't know how well that picked up on audio, but we've got a couple options here. We could reach a long yellow road in here to kind of pick up this whole neighborhood, which I think I'm going to do for now. But our second option is to directly connect it in with a motorway, because that's a very long way to travel, but I kind of want to save our motorway in case we run into a bit of a bigger pickle. So we're going to kind of connect that in for now with the tentative plans of eventually adding in a motorway. So that's good there. 4 houses in there, which is also nice. Coming on the end of week 6, and we are getting very lucky with another motorway, so we are definitely going to take that. We have a stockpile of 2 motorways now, which will come in handy. We have another yellow house spawning in here. Sorry, a bit of a slow start. That's typically how this game goes, but that's okay. It'll pick up quicker than you can imagine. Got another red house in here, which is nice. I might actually... I'll keep the 5 for now. Later on, we should probably try to find a better solution. We've got a lot of red. Like, this guy's really far away, but we're still connecting him in there. But we really don't need him anywhere else. Roundabout or a bridge. I'm going to say bridges are probably... There's kind of like a mental hierarchy to the upgrades you should choose. Bridge is a little bit above roundabout in my opinion, so we're going to take a bridge. And as you can see, we're going to need to use a bridge here because we've got another green. We do have a couple options here. We could just connect this green in to the existing green network, or we can make him separate. And I think... for now, I'm fine with him sharing, but eventually if one of them becomes a skyscraper, if one of them goes circular, we definitely don't want them sharing roads. But for now, I think I'm okay with them sharing. I just kind of want to centralize that entry point to that neighborhood, though. Just like that. And if we notice that these destinations are starting to pile up, we can kind of separate the houses a little bit. Still smooth sailing. We just crested 500, which is wonderful. And honestly, I think I might... I know I said I wasn't going to, but let's go ahead. We'll keep the game running, but I want to separate this road layout a little bit. So these top three are going to run down to this guy. I'm going to pause the game a little bit because we have a lot popping up all of a sudden. Have those guys kind of connect in here. Sorry, just trying to find the optimal connections to kind of keep them going fast. And we're gonna have these three guys connect over here, and eventually would probably, since it's such a long route, probably a good idea to motorway those guys in eventually. This guy also turned circular, so we're gonna give him some backup. 3 should be enough for now, but that's a tentative, a very cautious for now. We'll probably end up needing to motorway some other dark blues in eventually. Speed up the game a little bit more. Coming upon another week complete, and it looks like roundabout or traffic lights. We're going to do roundabout in here. Honestly, we're still smooth sailing. Oh my goodness, this could complicate things a little bit though. We've got a green factory in here. Which isn't the end of the world. What I think I'm going to do is use our first roundabout. And we are going to connect in probably 5 houses into this line. We're going to centralize it a little bit. Work with me here. Something like that, I guess. And we are going to bring this down like that. And bridge these guys in right there. And then we will have 2 exits on this roundabout. One there and one there. So traffic can kind of flow in and out a little bit easier. Oh, and then I didn't connect these guys in. These guys will also... Oh my goodness, destroying everything. These guys will kind of connect right through there. I got a stranded blue house, which is totally okay. Eventually, if one of these turns circular, it'll be a really bad idea to be sharing road, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Got some stranded red over here, which is okay. That yellow can't really slot in anywhere, so we're just gonna kind of make it go right there for now. You can kind of see all of the cars are away from home, so I think we need some dark blue backup. So we're going to plug in another roundabout here and kind of do an offshoot and get a motorway in here and connect these dark blues in. So those dark blues can kind of assimilate into that traffic quite easily. Week 9 complete, and we are lucking out. We are going to select another motorway, so we've still got a bank of 2. We've only used 2, so that's pretty lucky. We're lucking out for sure. I am going to shift that way because that's a little bit more efficient. Move out of the way for just a second. Connect you in. This guy did turn circular, so we need to split a few of these guys off to support that guy. We do have a yellow out here, which is actually not too bad because we've got a yellow house right there. And then this is a little bit messy, to be honest with you, a little bit messier than I want, but I don't really know how else to do that, to be honest. And we're out of roundabouts. A roundabout would be really nice here just to assimilate that traffic a little bit better. But for now, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. Kind of connect all of those in. I think that should be okay for now. See, nothing's really struggling yet. That guy also became a skyscraper. That's totally okay. We have a light blue spawning in there, which also isn't the end of the world. I think we're just going to kind of swing these. Actually, this could get tricky. Well, for now, we're just going to have these light blues sharing, but I don't like that long term. I think I will throw in a traffic light there, just so that kind of has priority. We will get another roundabout. Lots of yellows, which is good. Okay, that guy turned into a skyscraper, so we definitely don't want to be sharing roads anymore. But I think I want the skyscraper to have a motorway as opposed to a factory because the motorways are faster. So we're going to pull in, I guess, just these two guys for now. Pull him over there and hope that we get a couple more light blues in that neighborhood. That light blue is kind of useless to us, unfortunately. A little farther than I wanted, but we'll make it work. Oop, there we go. That's a little bit better. We will kind of shift that guy in there. Unfortunately, this light blue is completely useless to us because we can't connect it in anywhere. We have a good amount of light blues on that connection now, though. We do have a red this way, which could pose a little bit of an issue. Motorway, I think, is going to be the best course of action. So we're just going to get these three, connect them into there. Life should be good. Another light blue. Good with me for now. You can see we are starting to get a little bit more heavy demand, though. Which again is okay. We're handling it for now, but as you can see, like, there's no cars home in these green neighborhoods. So we're using up all of our supply to satisfy all of our demand. So we'll get a bridge. This light blue is really struggling, and I think it's really just the traffic there, to be honest with you. Oh, this light blue is struggling a bit as well. We'll peel that guy off, hopefully support a little bit. And then light blue's struggling, so I think we'll have to connect that guy in. You can see these cars aren't leaving home, though, so there's not a lot of demand. It's more of just a traffic issue. I guess now they're starting to leave home, but a lot of it I don't think is demand-based. I think a lot of it is just traffic-based, except for this light blue. This light blue is definitely doesn't have enough light blues to satisfy. So I think we're going to kind of sneak in that light blue as well. You can see they already are immediately leaving. Another light blue here, which isn't too bad, actually. This guy can easily connect in there. $1,400 isn't such a bad score. We're doing all right, I would say. Oh, that guy turned skyscraper, so we need a lot more cars here. So I think I'm going to move this motorway here and then kind of angle all of these guys. Have a road there. That leaves 6 cars to that skyscraper as opposed to 3, which is a little bit better, I believe. Even more yellow, which I'm not complaining about. Just a little bit of a road spaghetti there, but I'm not going to complain about the extra help. We just used a bridge, so let's get another bridge going there. Connect this yellow house in. As I said, it gets a little bit chaotic and a lot to follow very quickly. But that's okay, though. Let's actually move, try to get another greenhouse in there. What just popped up? I saw something pop up. Don't know. We'll get that guy in there. That light blue is also fairly useless to us. This guy's struggling a bit, which I think actually is a demand issue now, because all of them are away from home. But that single dark blue is using literally every dark blue house we have, so we literally have no houses to even go help out. So he's just going to have to manage. You can see he cleared out pretty nicely. Everything else is doing alright. This guy is struggling a tiny bit. I think it's because we just took... Let's try sneaking that house back in, having this guy run with one house for now. How are we doing? We will definitely take another motorway. I can see we're probably going to need to use it sooner or later. This guy's still struggling. I don't really know how to help him, though. We've probably got to find a solution, though. Otherwise, we're going to lose the game. Let's... Oh, this is getting tricky. We kind of need all of these houses. So let's go ahead... Not a permanent solution, but let's motorway these guys in to kind of help out here. And I think we'll try to fit in a motorway there. And motorway that. That's a roundabout, not a motorway. And then get these guys to connect in here. That way that traffic flows in nicely, and we'll have two more houses willing and ready to help out. We just hit 2,000, so that's a pretty good score for this scenario. I'd say we're doing fairly well. We haven't had anything major. This guy's been struggling like the entire time. We haven't had anything super major. You can see the traffic here is just really, really bad. Taking a hard... Oop, this guy's now a skyscraper. We have enough houses. Should be able to handle that demand, though. That guy's clearing out now that he had some extra help, so very happy with how that's going. This guy's struggling a little bit, but again, we have one single house that could go in and help. But otherwise, he's kind of on his own. A little red neighborhood here. I'm curious what's causing this holdup. I genuinely think it's just like long travel time. We will take a roundabout because we are out of them. It could make sense to roundabout here and connect this neighborhood in like that, and then we'll get the actual motorway to connect like right there. We do have to wait till that motorway is reclaimed, which is not good because you're going to see no cars are going to be moving, which is going to make this guy struggle. But hopefully we can recover. Otherwise, no major fires. This is kind of the only major fire we've got going. Hopefully this motorway is reclaimed very soon. You can see this guy's not even struggling that badly. This guy's struggling a little bit because he only has one house, which is understandable. We'll try to give him another house. And we do have some bridges to play with, so I'm fine with actually getting this guy to go all the way around and help out there. You can see we did reclaim that motorway, so we are going to move that over ASAP. This guy's struggling. I'm really not sure why. This guy's struggling. Kind of got a lot of light blue strugglers. Unfortunately, we're kind of using every single available house. We could, I guess, bridge this guy over here to help out a tad, and maybe we will traffic light that. This could be the end of us, though. I don't really have any brilliant solutions. We have a lot of them struggling. They're all kind of sort of handling their own, though. I wonder if a traffic light in there would help that flow a little bit. I'm not really sure why this guy's struggling. We could honestly connect into the roundabout there. And maybe one, yeah, you can see like one car is going to sneak and help them out. We're at the end of the week, so hopefully motorway? We do have a motorway. So let's see, are there any fires that need addressing with a motorway? This guy's really struggling. You see this guy instantly cleared out, which is really nice. I think I'm actually going to shift him back up now that he's cleared out. What can be solved with a motorway? Honestly, I'm afraid this is going to cause more traffic than it's going to solve. But let's try to get this singular house also connected into that network. At this stage in the game, it's a lot of just like seconds, like preventing seconds, you know, making small adjustments to try to get a few more seconds to get like 100 more score. This guy's still struggling. This yellow's also struggling quite a bit, so let's shift them up. You can see that guy's getting taken care of. That guy looks like it's slowly getting taken care of. We've just reached 3,000, which is a phenomenal score for me at least. I'm not complaining. I think now that this blue, we're going to kind of reclaim that bridge. I think that blue's kind of cleared up a little bit. This yellow's struggling a bit, and I think it's mainly just the traffic in this neighborhood. You can see we still have cars at home, so it's not a demand issue, it's really just a traffic issue. This is a big bottleneck now. Another motorway? Will we get lucky? We will get lucky. We are very close to losing, so we are going to immediately, I think, pull off like these 3 houses and motorway in here, and hopefully save this guy in the nick of time. It might be too late though. He's so close. We're holding on by a thread. Oh, unfortunately, that's gonna do us in. Game over. 33-26 over 112 days. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead. The cool thing about this game, it has an online leaderboard. So let's kind of see where we stack up. We did unlock some challenges. Let's see how we stack up. We're in the top 5%. Can we see 33,000th? But that's cool though. We're in the top 5% of players though, which is pretty cool. You can see a lot of people started to struggle after like the 1,000 mark. So I'd say that's we're in a pretty good spot. All right, well, that has been Mini Motorways Los Angeles. 33-26 is not a bad score. I'll take it. If you guys play Mini Motorways or end up downloading it, again, it's like quote-unquote free on Apple Arcade, so feel free to download it, pick it up. You know, comment below what your high score was on Los Angeles. Did you beat me? Do I need to try again to beat your score? Let me know. Next time, we will hit Beijing, which is pretty awesome. There's a ton of maps. Beijing, Tokyo, all of these, they go on forever, so we'll have a lot of fun with those different maps. But next time we'll tackle Beijing. Tune in next time. Until then, my name is Dylan. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.